Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. Today, we're talking about 5 bourbons that should pique your interest that costs less than 30 bucks. 5 bourbons that you should try under 30 bucks. 5 bourbons that you should buy for under 30 bucks. All of those make sense, and all of them are so true and super so smart. Before we get started, I just want to ask you a simple favor. Hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. That means the world, and you will make a fat man happy. Today's video is brought to you by the great folks over at IntoTheAM.com. Into the AM sells like super fantastic friggin' clothing, like really nice t-shirts and sweatshirts and tank tops and underpants and stuff, and they're just so nice and comfortable, and they're just the best. Into the AM is a company that supports me and supports a bunch of Whiskey Tube, and I would say that if you love Whiskey Tube and love comfortable clothing, that you should go over to intotheam.com/ADHD. Check out their new designs, like this son of a bitch. It's a spaceman dressed up like a skeleton, or possibly a dead spaceman with a rose in his hand. He's all rosed up. He's about to go propose with a rose in outer space, with the moon and the stars and the Saturns and the Uranus. IntoTheAM.com/ADHD. You'll save 10%. Now that we got the business taken care of, let's get down to business. These 5 bourbon whiskeys will make you feel like you're balling on a budget. And if they don't, it'll make you feel like you blew your budget on bourbon. But no matter what, bourbon and budget belong in this video, in this list of 5 bourbons worth trying under 30 bucks. The first bourbon on this list is not even a bourbon, and I'm so sorry. It's not a bourbon. It's a rye. But that's all right. I was digging through my totes of whiskey, and I was like, what do I have under 30 bucks that's worth trying? And I came across this son of a bitch. This is an old Forester Rye, and it's delicious. It's a 100 proof. It's like 25 bucks, and you should definitely pick one up. If you are a lover of rye whiskey, it's a definite buy whiskey. If you are a bourbon lover who is trying to get into rye whiskey, this is a great stepping stone. It's $25. It's 100 proof. It's got a little bit of a funky mash bill, but that's what makes it special. And it's also super special because it's under 30 bucks. It says right on the label, it says, "There is nothing better in the market." And it's underlined and in quotation marks, so you know it's real and you know it's legit. And it'll, look nice sitting on your shelf like this. Like that. Moving right along, we just talked about Old Forester Rye. Now let's meet Old Forester Rye's hot twin brother, Old Forester Signature Bourbon 100 proof. Old Faux Signature 100 proof bourbon whiskey. It's delicious. It's nice. I'm not sure if it's the orange label or if I actually get a little bit of citrus on here, but it's a great pour. Probably one of the most overlooked bourbons, I would say, on the shelves today. 100 proof Old Forester bourbon is wonderful. And if you don't believe me, it also says on this label, "There is nothing better in the market," underlined and in quotation marks, just like the rye, so you know it's true. So far we've talked about a rye whiskey, which you weren't expecting. We talked about a bourbon whiskey. Now we're gonna break new ground and head into the weeded territory. It's a weeded David Nicholson 1843. David Nicholson is a name that is synonymous with a next door neighbor, because I think that everybody probably knows a David or a David Nicholson that lives in the neighborhood that drives a 2009 Ford Taurus SEL front wheel drive, wears khaki pants and polo t-shirts, and isn't the best golfer but he plays golf. That's who David Nicholson is to me. This is like 25 bucks, maybe 30 bucks where you're at. Possibly $29.99. I got this SOB from Connecticut for $19.95. And after tax, it was like a nickel son. $20 in a Nichols, son, right? Because bad jokes, geez. This is a Lux Row product. It is a straight bourbon whiskey. Rumor on the street is they sourced this from Heaven Hill. Since this is a straight bourbon, we know it's at least 2 years old. And since there's no age statement, we know it's a minimum of 4 years old. This is basically a 100 proof larceny bourbon. This is like the 100 proof version of it. Might be a little bit younger, possibly a little bit younger. If I had the choice between this and larceny, I'm buying this. I'm buying this. So there's your weeded bugger under 30 bucks right there. I guess this list is going to be 6 bourbons long, or 6 whiskeys long. I do not, at the moment, have a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 to show you. So you would have to imagine that it's here and understand that Wild Turkey 101 is 100% one of the bottles of bourbon whiskey you should try or buy or have that's under 30 bucks. I should have a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 here. I should. And I feel so silly because I don't. I'm a big fat idiot. I'm so stupid. Hit the thumbs up. Make me feel better. I'm so dumb. So I don't have a Wild Turkey. But I do have a wild bird. A crazy wild bird. A crazy wild bird that doesn't come from Wild Turkey Distillery, but comes from the Heaven Hill Distillery. This bird I'm about to talk about isn't afraid to get its talons dirty or its beak bloody. This bottle is also known as the Kickin' Chicken. It's a 103 proof, razor blade totin', feather fighting, it's fighting cock 103. Fighting cock 103 proof from Heaven Hill Distillery. Look at it. Just look at it. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And it's like $17 or $18. And this bird means business. It has razor blades attached to its talons for fierce fighting circumstances. And the ruckus doesn't stop there. The ruckus continues inside this screw-capped son of a batch. 103 proof Heaven Hill distillate. Not bad for 17 or 18 bucks. Pretty good. Some people want a parrot. Some people want a parrot that repeats what they say. I just want a fighting cock on my shoulder. Hey bird, what do you want to do today? I want to drink bourbon and fight. Drink bourbon and fight. If you're following along, that brings us to the last bottle on the list. The last one. The 5th and final. Or in this case, the 6th and final. Number 6 on a list of 5. Or number 1 in no particular order. I don't know. This is a love it or hate it kind of bottle. And if you love it, you're super smart. And if you hate it, then maybe you should rethink some stuff. But this is my favorite bottle. It costs under $30. It's Old Granddad 114. It's 114 proof Jim Beam distillate. It comes in a boob-shaped bottle. It's squatty and weird, and it's got this like funny like plastic thing on it. But like, does it look better without it? Let's find out. Maybe it does. Maybe it looks better without it. It kind of does look better without that badge on there. Kind of, I think. I mean, it's not a very appealing bottle, is what I'm trying to say. It's like a mall cop of bourbon. It's what this is. It's got the fake badge. It's their high rye mash bill, the same mash bill as Basil Hayden's, which sucks. But this is the opposite of that because it's high proof. It's got a big fat cork in it. America, look at that song. Look at that thing. People will argue that Wild Turkey 101 is better than this, and I can see your argument. But I can also see you closing the door quietly behind you as I kick your ass out because I like this more. It comes out fast. Whoa. If I was the type of person who only had their one whiskey, their go-to whiskey, there was like a cheap daily drinker that like they just had and they sipped on or poured on ice or made drinks with, this right here. This is the one. My name is Matt. This is ADHD whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds but your mind on knowing what you're drinking. And this is a little known tidbit about Old Granddad 114. If you have a bottle, you should go look at it. Go look at it right now. Go pull it out from the back of the shelf. And you flip the bugger around. And then it tells you the lot number. It tells you the lot number. If you have lot number 1, then you're in luck. You have the best Old Granddad 114 that they make. And that's not a lie, that's the truth. Lot 1 is glorious. It's the best one that they've made, and I hope that you have it. If you have it, smile and enjoy it and love it, because Lot 1 is the best one.